So now we're between maps. So I can do the thing that I do, which is thank people for follows, which normally I only have a few follows to thank, but today I get to thank Flom for the raid. I don't know if you're still there, but thank you so much. I do really appreciate that. We did get a lot of followers that game, so I'm going to take a deep breath and try to thank them all in one breath. Here we go. Brent, Salty Sally, Title, Slash, Monk, Jim Slip, Jimster, FNG Mango, Stairsy, Billy, Quarry, Unified Porcupine, It's Me, Nurmak, Trouser Ferret, Citron, Wandizimo, JTG, and Gus. Thank you all for the follows. I'm going to go to a quick break, and I'm going to pay out the Gamba and set up my commands for map number 2. I'm going to run a quick ad while we're in commercials so that we don't have pre-rolls during the game, and then I will see you in 3 minutes. See you soon. Alrighty, before we get into our next map, I want to thank the followers that decided to join in while we were in the ad break. Thank you all so much. So we have King J, Salic PV, La Holy Cow, and Nuclear Benane. Thank you all for the follows. Once again, anyone that chooses to follow, I do appreciate. You don't have to follow, but again, it does help out the stream. Obviously, you know, more follows helps things to snowball, helps me to appear like I know what I'm doing. I try to anyway. Next map here we have is Fluffy Aimer's map pick of Mirage. Now, this is the pick that we're gonna see Fluffy Aimers quite enjoy. I'm gonna get a quick readout here of what maps Bad News Bears enjoy, and I think, well, Bad News Bears, they're not too shabby on Mirage either. So this will definitely be, or it will hopefully be another close encounter here for these two teams. Hopefully another close game. 16-14 always pleases in the end. You get all 30 rounds. That's the best way to get your money's worth. Unfortunately, it will only be 24 in the future. So I think either way, Fluffy Aimers would have won that one with MR12 or MR15, but we're gonna get ourselves into the quote-unquote knife round, and we will go ahead and, you know, quote-unquote knife round where Fluffy Aimers will commit sacrifice and all kill each other. And then we will have Bad News Bears taking their side choice. Sorry, what? Why are there more Bad News Bears dead than Fluffy Aimers? I think maybe somebody missed the memo here. There we go. All right. Sonic getting to pad his knife stats for the knife round. Bad News Bear is going to take things to task here on the CT side of their opponent's map pick of Mirage. Let's get things going, shall we? Pistol round, good round. We get USPs, we get P2000s. Interesting to see the P2000 kind of making a comeback. I've talked about it in the last two matches, my last two evenings, but it's definitely, I see it, I'm seeing it a little bit more, but Fluffy Aimer is going to look to just get your classic B, or classic A hit here on Mirage. Somebody waiting in Firebox for them. We'll see if they snip this out. Fluffy Aimer's Jason gonna take out Umar to start things off, but Sonic with a quick trade on Sacrifice. Bomb will go down all the same. And now it's gonna be a 3 versus 3 retake as somebody takes down Learsey. No kits, or one kit in the hands of Steel here. Gonna make this retake at least a little bit more palatable here, and Sonic going absolutely crazy on the USP. It will be the retake coming in for Bad News Bears. Bomb down for Fluffy Aimers is going to mean that they do get to improve on their buy in the second round here. So I say we're going to have an improved buy, and we've got Peeping, the only one that decided to go with a primary weapon. The rest of Fluffy Aimers just holding on to money and holding on to Deegs. And going for some quick trip over by B. Steel going to hear this, though, and get that smoke down to stop the aggression. Sonic going to be the first one to go down, but a quick trade by Umar turns us into a 4 versus 4 again, and Summy going to make it advantage Bad News Bears. More quick kills coming in mid. Auto Director having a little bit of trouble keeping up. Nyx gets to double up, and now Peeping is all that remains for the Fluffy Aimers, putting us into the 1 versus 3, but does not have the bomb. So we'll see in the last, there's still a good minute left here for Peeping to try and try and take some weapons out of the hands of the Bad News Bears. It is a triplet here of M4A1Ss, so any monetary damage here is good to be done. Peeping will take out Umar to start things off. 40 seconds remaining, but now the Bad News Bears are going to know exactly where he is. And Nick's going to take things to a 3K on the round. Take Bad News Bears to a 2-0 start. That's a lot of money to be losing to those Deagles. That is 3 rifles lost. There's going to be enough to have rifles for this following round, but it is a lot. I keep saying the same things. They've lost a lot of money this round. So we're not going to see them off to a crazy flying start. Fluffy Aimer is going to go for the mid aggression yet again, keeping the jumping in with the MAC-10. Does not get anything done though. Umar with the kill. First blood. Dia spotted out, going for the jump into window. Somebody going to take a chunk out of him. Unfortunately, Sonic and Umar also have chunks taken out of them, and Umar loses his life for the repeat in window. It's going to put us into the even stat lines here. 4 versus 4 here. Dia lit down on 9 HP. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Steel about to meet Sacrifice and removes his head. Gets the 1D quick flick onto Sacrifice. He's going to be feeling good about that. Bad News Bears are going to be very happy to have that. Nyx going to make sure nothing else comes into this A bomb site. Takes down Jason. Summy ready to help out his teammate, takes out Learcy, and it's just all on Dia. Lurking around T-spawn with 35 seconds remaining. And 4 bears left to find. It's Fluffy versus Bears. Looks like it's, I mean, honestly, the most likely scenario for Dia is the save, but he's got 9 HP. There's not going to be any explosives for Bad News Bears that can take him down, but this is the save. We're going to hang out. We're going to take a look at Dia's nice AK. He's got some paper Imperial stickers on it. So he's just going to hang out, chillax with that. And that will be the 3rd for the Bad News Bears. So definitely a good CT start from them. Now is where the money starts to building up. Fluffy Aimers with not enough money to put together a full buy. They're going to have the upgraded pistols yet again, with Dia holding onto this AK from the previous round. And it is going to be at least a start of a swing over towards A. Reminiscent of our pistol round. Utility out. Flashbangs out. And it's going to be Fluffy Aimers out onto site very quickly. Tommy going to be the first one taken down. These pistols, this AK, working pretty good job here for Fluffy Aimers. Yeah, takes another one down, and now it's a 2 versus 4 for the retake for Bad News Bears. What looked like it could have been an easy round for them against the pistols now falls to shreds. Sonic with 1 kill, but it's not going to be enough. Fluffy Aimers have good positioning on this bomb. Sacrifice waiting inside a sandwich. Here's the shots coming out of Sonic. We'll remove his head for it. So that is going to be Bad News Bears all eliminated here. The bomb takes down on round number 4. Fluffy Aimers find an early first. Honestly, this is a pretty early first round. Should have the buy coming in for Bad News Bears, though. I think they're perfectly fine to buy back up. And Summy gonna have the MP9, Steel gonna have the AWP. It is a glass op, so dangerous situation for him. We'll see where he ends up playing that, and it's gonna be B, so Steel just being the B anchor. Oh gosh, Steel wants to try to be Cold Zera. So we'll see if we get a Cold Zera 4K from the boosted up AWP. And it looks like it will not be the case because Fluffy Aimers are not rushing B. On the other hand, though, we do have a super pushed up Summy. So we'll see if that ends up coming out for the favor of Bad News Bears. Unfortunately, Dia will find the first kill onto Sonic. It's a good start. That's going to prompt Bad News Bears to go and push all the way in through ramp. Interesting tactic there, but they've left A site pretty open. Okay, here we go. Nyx rotates back over. Steel's still waiting on site with his op. He's going to have two Fluffy Aimers to contend with, and it's a good start. Takes out Learcy, trades positions with Umar, but Peeping will take his head off. Good trade for Umar, but that's still going to put Fluffy Aimers into the 3 versus 2 here. As Jason gets the molly down into market and gets the bomb down. Now, 2 versus 3 for the Bad News Bears. No kits and only a smoke as utility, but now only one player remaining. Summy going to be the last player standing here for the Bad News Bears. Has the AK picked up in the 1 versus 3, but Jason hears him and makes him an X Summy. And that will be Fluffy Aimers evening, getting closer and closer to evening that scoreline. 2-3 here for them. Definitely looking pretty darn good. And it is going to be the full save now for Bad News Bears. All pistols. All sad. But maybe a glimmer of hope. Okay, so we got 2 pushing quickly. Ah, okay, not fast push into Palace, but fast push into Dark to try and catch someone off guard here. Unfortunately, the fire will be their fate. Nyx, first one removed. Jason doubles up. Sacrifice joins in the feed. Steel gonna find the lone kill onto Dia. Not gonna be any more. And that's gonna be Fluffy Aimers evening things back out at a 3-3. That is going to be the buy yet again for the Bad News Bears. No op this time around, so looks like Fluffy Aimers want to take over mid as fast as possible. But Nyx and Sonic going to combine together and take out 3 of them. Keeping low on HP, removed as well. Bad News Bears with a flawless mid hold. Not a single dead. Nyx even rewarded with the AWP as well, so that's going to go over to Umar. That's going to sting a bit. That was a very fast round. You blink and you miss it. Bad News Bears doing their best to keep things close. Play it close to the chest. AWP picked up for Dia this time around. Once again, this Fluffy Aimers really try to exert mid aggression again. But they're leaving it a little bit less than last time. They're like, all right, understandable. We understand that we are up against the people. Seal rushing on in. Is still going to be rewarded with a kill onto Jason, but sacrifice on hand to trade it. Fluffy Aimers looking for the B bomb site this time around. They've really trained that A site, so they're going to try and jump on out, but Sonic is on hand below the windows, and Umar is on hand as well with the double op, keeping all that remains here. And Umar with the triple op takes out and wins the round for Bad News Bears. Now we're going to see how the Fluffy Aimers deal with a save round yet again. There is the Galil in the hands of Jason. Oh gosh. Okay, this is a nasty wrap here for Steel. Making lots of noise. They should hear him, but TPing is going to feed into him anyway. Now he's going to have to contend with both players turned around to face him. And Steel, good for a second. That MP9 building up money. $1,200 in the pocket already. Makes it 1,800, but Dia will end his reign of terror. But the rest of the Bad News Bears, they want to continue to push into spawn. Unfortunately, not going to pan out for Nyx. But Sonic and Summy clean things up with 3 players surviving for the Bad News Bears. They take a 6th. So it will be the full buy once again. No op for Dia this time around. It is full AKs, and looks like Fluffy Aimers are ready to speed things up yet again. No waiting, just executes onto a bomb site, and only one of the players from Bad News Bears is going to be here to deal with this. The rotation will come in quick, though. It's going to be the AK of Summy inside of CT spawn. It's going to be the first one to fall, but Umar will trade it back. Interesting smoke. That's going to land on top of stairs. Okay, all right, that is cool. That's a nice little tech there. With connector smoked off, the bomb will go down and make it time for the retake, but it's a good situation to be in. 3 versus 3, all kits, and enough utility left to make this competitive here for Bad News Bears. Nick's going to start things off with a kill on a sacrifice. Now Jason and Dia have to try to defend. Jason does take out Nyx, but the defuse is taking place, and Umar is just going to be able to defuse in the smoke. That is going to sting. Dia, the only one left surviving for the Fluffy Aimers. We have the double op coming out of Bad News Bears this round. Summy and Umar both having those weapons. We're going to have one of those played on B, one on A. Mid going to be held down with your classic rifles. Fluffy Aimers going for a bit more of a spread out set this round. Going to keep things a little bit more chill, a little bit more casual here. Ooh, peeping going to be smoked off here. Still going to push on in through mid anyway. And it'll be the window smoked off instead. So a little bit different of a pace here on this mid, although making lots of noise in mid is going to be heard by Sonic, but they are going to find him. And he will be sprayed down. Summy with the trade, making things better for Bad News Bears. Oh, Dia hears Umar. And suddenly things have all fallen apart for Bad News Bears. Steel now left all by himself. Gonna have to try to come into a site. Bomb's still not planted though. It is all the way on the other side of the map. Steel does not know this, and unfortunately loses his head to sacrifice. And that is gonna be Fluffy Aimers picking up a 4th. That is going to be the full buy for round number 12 for both of these teams, which is good, interesting, nice. You like to see the full rifles fight against the other full rifles. It is going to be the FAMAS for Steel, but he's already proven he can definitely put that weapon to task. Unfortunately, Nick X first to fall inside of CT. Dia just peeks on in and takes him down. Steel now alone on this B bomb site as the aggression comes into A for the rest of the team of Fluffy Aimers. And we're going to start things off strong, and Sonic joins in the feed as well, but the Fluffy Aimers are ready for this and still put themselves into the advantageous position here. 3 versus 2. And they're going to just completely vacate the A-bomb site. Steel, though, still is here. He has not rotated. They were like, hey, we haven't seen bomb yet. Stay on site, and it's going to pay dividends. Sacrifice is going to take his head off, though, but that is a lot of time bought for Sonic to try and come in for the retake here. He's going to be on site before the bomb even goes down. Did make a bit of noise there. I don't know if that was heard by Sacrifice. Fluffy Aimer's really taking a lot of time to get this bomb down. Sitting behind Van instead of being planted. They're taking so much time. 10 seconds left in the round. They have to go for the plant. But Dia has his op trained on the window. Unfortunately, it's not going to be fast enough. Sonic takes him down and gets the double up onto Sacrifice with enough time to pick up the op and get the defuse as well. I feel like we could see ourselves to a 3 map here. Very good CT side so far. Still 3 rounds left in the half, so plenty of time to see if we can go to 8 to 7 or if we're going to see a Zonic's Law. I mean, those are the two extremes, right? Those are Fluffy Aimers wins all 3. We get 8 to 7. Bad News Bears wins all 3 at Zonic's Law. But there could be something in the middle. Keeping wants to start things off strong with the kill onto Umar in mid. Gets the molly down, but Steel gonna run right on through it. Fortunately, trade's still in the favor of Fluffy Aimers. So it is gonna be the 4 versus 3 attack here. Steel once again staying on B as the perma anchor, and Nick's gonna take the head off of Jason. Fluffy Aimers, though, gonna give them a bit of a run for their money. Steel takes out Sacrifice in Apartments. Might call the bomb off of a B hit. And it does. Dia will take out Summy inside a window. Put us into the 2 versus 2. And give Steel a little something to think about. He relocates over to Market. But he is going to realize that something is going on, and he removes his enemy Opper. So now 2 versus 1, but Learcy knows where to look. Bomb is loose, though, and there's only 40 seconds remaining. There's not a whole lot of time, and Nyx on site to defend his teammate. Brings it to a 9th for Bad News Bears. These Bears, their half is looking good. 9 rounds is really what you need here on the CT side. And everything else they're going to get is just a nice icing on this cake. Once again, bomb left in spawn for the Fluffy Aimers. Maybe they were thinking they could just win on gunfights alone, but Bad News Bears are absolutely proving them wrong as they take out 4 without Fluffy Aimers taking a single kill. So it's just going to be Dia all alone. Definitely not moving in a happy manner here. Knifing the window, goes for the bomb, but he's gonna meet Nyx here in Palace. Flash goes in, he's completely flashed. Nyx with a frag. Ends the round. Bad News Bears win the round with no casualties, and that's gonna be double-digit rounds. And the money is not gonna look good for Fluffy Aimers going into this final round of the half. we're gonna have a Mac 10 for Learcy, a set of 3 Galils, and only 1 AK in the hands of Sacrifice. Clearly not sacrificing his own weapons for the good of the team. Sacrifice is going to take a little bit of a molly damage, but Fluffy Aimer is going to try to burst right out. And it will work for them. The aggression pushing in through smoke, they were rewarded with 2 frags. Umar will take one back onto Dia. CT cleared out. And that will be enough room for Fluffy Aimers to just go right in and plant the bomb. Jason takes out Steel as well. That's going to make this retake a little bit more awkward. 2 versus 4. Umar and Sumi, the last 2 that remain, but Sumi with a nice headshot on a peeping. It's not going to be enough, though. Fluffy Aimers, they're like, we want our 5th round. You guys have had a nice few rounds in a row. This is ours now. We have now the teams switch sides, and it's time for the pistol. We'll see if Bad News Bears can win their T-side pistol and get some momentum. Dia starts things off with a headshot onto Sumi, which is definitely going to open things up here. Good advantage taken by the Fluffy Aimers in mid and allowed to back off of window without being tagged anymore. Only lost a third of his HP. Umar, though, good shot, brings him down to 40%. But Sacrifice on hand to stop the cat push. And the Bad News Bears are just kind of getting boxed in by these pistols. Like, I know it's a pistol round, scrappy things can happen, but this is a nice start followed by good mid-round. They're just getting surrounded and picked away. Sonic, though, can at least find a couple of kills for himself. But Fluffy Aimers really taking those headshot angles and making them work. Oh, is Sonic going to go for the 1 versus 5 ace? Already has 3 kills, but only has 45 seconds remaining. Has the bomb, so definitely could, yeah, hits the jumps, hits the hops, going to go right on into ladder room, right over to Cat, and right over to B. So it's going to be on Fluffy Aimers to now try to get onto site. Sonic's expecting them to already be here. Goes for a little bit of a tap and before actually planting. Now it is the 2 versus 1 retake. Learcy has the kit and has the smoke to make this work. But with the bomb plant, that is going to win or lose. This makes Bad News Bears money look pretty good for the following round. So whether you win or lose the pistol, if you get the bomb down, you kind of win, because you have just that much better chance of winning the next round. Learcy gonna have his head taken off, and Sonic takes the 1 versus 5 Bad News Bears pistol. My goodness, what the heck? 1 versus 5 pistol for Sonic. Just going head hunting, going duck hunting. Bad News Bear is going to take a leaf out of their opponent's book and really put a lot of their eggs in the mid and B sections of this map. It's going to be Fluffy Aimers. Dia with the Scout. Only primary weapon purchased here for Fluffy Aimers. The rest of the team on pistols, upgraded or otherwise. 4 of them have already rotated over to B. Oof. Sacrifice looking for that Zeus. That cheeky Zeus. But I think Bad News Bears have used their bare noses and sniffed this out, and it's going to be an A-head. Oops. Umar with a missed Molotov. That's okay, we forgive him.
I don't.
Okay, my partner doesn't, but the rest of us do. But it is going to be Bad News Bears getting onto the A-bomb site without so much as a single bullet taken. Really anything fired either. And it looks like the Bad News Bears are just going to let them have it. Are we just going to have a unicorn round? No bullets fly, no corpses today. I mean, if you're fluffy aimers, what are you saving? You're saving a couple of pistols, you're saving a scout and armor if you're Dia. But more importantly, I'm guessing that there's a read of Bad News Bears have SMGs, and they're trying to prevent themselves from giving up $600 a kill. Steel still gonna tappity tap away and take one kill for himself. It looks like we might have ourselves a 3-mapper. We'll see if Fluffy Aimers can prevent this T side. 12 rounds for the Bad News Bears. This is, again, where it starts to get dangerous. Ooh, although Peeping gonna start things off. They thought they had him blind. That means that he's just gonna fire his bullets randomly and still get the hit. Steel will trade it back, though. And they're gonna just keep window completely smoked out. No one gets to look through window. Bullets, unfortunately, for those being hit, don't care about smokes. Ooh, Sacrifice evens things out. There is actually going to be the advantage here for the Fluffy Aimers for the first time this half. Now in the 4 versus 3, now 4 versus 1 as Umar and Nix hit the ground. Theo all alone. Fires a few bullets at the little pieces of the Fluffy Aimers that he can see. But they will run him down and Fluffy Aimers take a 6th. So it is going to be the full buy once again for the Bad News Bears, but no ops, no scopes, just rifles all the way. The kind of buy you like to see if you would just want to watch some good Counter-Strike. Peeping and Sacrifice holding down the mid positions from Cat and Connector. Looking pretty good. And Bad News Bears spending a lot of time just trying to take positions here. They do have a decent amount of time left on the round, another minute 10 here to try and get some picks and get a sight. And it looks like they're going to try and activate around mid here. They've got all 4 out of 5 players in the mid position. Peeping going to be the first one to spot them out. Spots the elbow of Sonic, but is not going to be able to take him down. And Umar is going to be the one with the kill. Molly goes down, but Lirsi with the quick re-aggression. We're turning into a 3 versus 3 as Sumi takes down Lirsi and Sacrifice takes Umar, but Steel will find a lurking Jason. That's going to be the advantage for the Bad News Bears, but they still have yet to get to a site. And 2 of them fall. Now it's Nix all on his own. Does have the bomb in hand. Nix will be taken down by Sacrifice to clean up the round for the Fluffy Aimers. Start to get themselves back into this game on the CT side. It is going to be pistols from the Bad News Bears this time around. Should the rifles... So the rifles of Fluffy Aimers should probably make quick work, but okay, it's going to be an underpass hit. Bad News Bears slowly making their way through, blocked off by fire. No. Umar spotted out and taken down to open things up for sacrifice, and Peeping gonna chew his way through the underpass. Bad News Bears gets a quick triple. That's gonna be Steel all on his own with the P250 on the A-bomb site. No bomb, no friends, and now no head. So it is gonna be Fluffy Aimers with a round. We do have the 3-round loss bonus for Bad News Bears, so this is where their money is going to start really picking up and making it easy for them to keep rebuying in, even if they lose rounds. They do need to make sure to continue to put dents in the economy of Fluffy Aimers, but definitely possible. That's a good second map so far, though. I'm glad to see Bad News Bears in the driver's seat for so long. They definitely had a really rough first map, and you know, it's nice to bring things back a little bit and not just have a total blowout. Peeping is like, I remember that underpass peak. I'm gonna put an HE down here. And it explodes and no one is hit. Bad News Bear is going to look to pop their way in through a main, but they are going to have to deal with a couple of Fluffy Aimers very close up to this ramp position. Not going to allow anyone to come in through Palace either. Bad News Bear is really keeping things slow. They probably heard that nade pulled, and so now they know that players are close, and Nick's start things off with a kill onto Jason. That's a good start for Bad News Bears if they want to take this A-bomb site. Unfortunately, Peeping on hand to stop the lurk of Umar. So it's going to be just they flood out of ramp. Summy peeking in through Palace takes out Peeping. It's going to be the slaughter on the A-bomb site. Quick 1-for-1 trade as the bomb is placed. Sonic takes out Dia. And that's going to be Bad News Bears in the 3 versus 1. Learsey, the only one that remains, taken down by Sonic. It's going to be 2 players surviving for the Bad News Bears. We do get the timeout from the Bad News Bears as well, so time to take a breath, get some water, plan some strategies. Ooh, Nick's going for the Krieg. All right, so I said no scopes. We do have ops and we have a Krieg. That is nice. I like the Krieg. It's nice. Some people will call it a grill gun. We do have full buys for both teams. Bad News Bears, having won the previous round, is going to be able to afford all of the weapons they're going to want. And Nyx, oh, the headshots coming in fast and thick. Dia and Learsey don't know what hit them, but it might still be okay. Sacrifice on hand, double kills for himself. Puts us into the 2v2. We're 20 seconds into the round. Blink and you miss it. You gotta watch that kill feed. Unfortunately for Fluffy Aimers, Steel will avenge his fallen comrades, taking out Sacrifice and put Peeping into the 1 versus 2 here. Peeping will try to peek out through jungle, but Steel heard him come in and removes him from the round. That's going to be Bad News Bears 2 rounds from making this a 3-mapper. Looking quite strong, that is for sure. So Fluffy Aimer is going to choose to, well, I'm going to say choose to save, but no, this is definitely a force. Peeping down to $0. Lircy and Dia at $50 apiece. We have Jason on 150, Sacrifice, the only one with any real money left in the bank, with $2,000. So this is Fluffy Aimers putting as much as they possibly can into this round. Definitely looking like BNB are going to take it to a map number 3, but you never know. Pistols in large numbers can work wonders. Bad News Bear is still keeping things slow, still keeping things quiet. I do like what we've got here. Sacrifice waiting inside of dark under balcony here. Definitely a position where you can take a couple people out by surprise, and if you can get one and you can pick up the gun, that can lead to a lot more. Nick's going to be the first one to fall. Fortunately, that will be all that Sacrifice is able to get as Sonic removes his head. And Summy going to join in the fight from Palace, takes down Lircy. 2 players coming in through CT spawn. And it's going to be Dia to get 1, traded back by Umar. And puts Jason into the 1 versus 3 as the bomb is placed. Doesn't have the kit, so this is definitely an awkward retake. Probably just gonna look for an exit frag, try to, you know, get those $600. Spots out Steel, but Steel is unstoppable here and makes Jason an ex-Jason. And that is gonna be Bad News Bears on map point. So that is going to be 15-8. A rough situation for the Fluffy Aimers. Bad News Bears, they're going to flaunt it inside of mid. And they are not going to have any. They're going to have a pop flash and Sacrifice popping through. Dia with the kill onto Sonic as well. So now suddenly, 15 seconds in, 2 terrorists remain, and they don't have the bomb. Umar and Summy. Summy is going to have to face Sacrifice here. The op of Umar, though, will be facing down Jason. And they will fall. They will both fall. Fluffy Aimers take a 9th. And salvage the weapons from their opponents as well. So it is going to be the save round, well, nearly save round. Umar decides to pick up the AWP. And Sonic going to have the AK. And they see if they can close this out here and now. Players waiting on B are going to be the first ones to find anything. But Dia going to open things up. Ops down Sonic. And that is the AK out of this round. Going to be picked up by Steel, though. So that is at least a good weapon recovered, but Sacrifice and Peeping join in the feed as well, making it even more difficult here for Bad News Bears. The final 2 are awaiting Peeping. He takes out Summy, and now it is just 1 versus 5. And Jason gonna just wrap right around, take out Steel, and bring Fluffy Aimers to the double digits, 15-10. So it's going to be all pistols this time around for the Bad News Bears, saving up just a little bit more. Got 3 Deagles and 3 sets of armor here for the Bad News Bears. A couple of other pistols as well. And they are going to be quickly taken down by Sacrifice, one after another. Jason joining the feed as well for 2. And Fluffy Aimers make it a quick one. But it's going to be the full buy here for the Bad News Bears. Finally finding their footing yet again, but utility is looking pretty low for them. We'll be starting things off with a quick trade. Bad News Bears looking good. Summy with a double. And it will be Summy getting the bomb down. There's only 2 Fluffy Aimers left to try and deal with him. Dia starts things off, taking him down, and Learcy joins in the feed as well. So now Umar 1 versus 2 to try to defend this plant. Gonna come in through connector, creeping in. They're gonna hear his movements, but the bomb is very open. It's gonna be a bit of a rougher defuse here. They do both have kits. That is possible. They're gonna hear him coming out of jungle, and Dia will get the quick flick. It is going to be the save once again for the Bad News Bears. Summy going to be picking up a scout. And it is going to be the Mac 10 picked up for Nick-X and for Nyx and for Steel. And the rest of the team going to be on pistols, but Bad News Bears making the pistols work. 2 kills in the feed already. 2 for Fluffy Aimers as well. Learcy making it a 3rd. That's going to make BNB 2 versus 3. Dia makes it a 1 versus 3 with Nyx, the only one remaining. Has the op. Could still make this awkward for Fluffy Aimers, but Learcy is right on his tail and takes his head off. That's going to be Fluffy Aimers with a 13th. Bad News Bears have got to be sweating at this point. They've been on map point for 5 rounds. But it is going to be the full buy. We'll see if they can end this here and now. 3 players over towards mid with Steel very quickly pushing up B in apartments. And Umar going to start things off, taking out fellow Operative Dia. Peeping going to trade it right on back. And Fluffy Aimer is going to take the advantage here. Sacrifice takes down Summy. Looks like Bad News Bears want to try the B bomb site yet again. Steel with a little bit of a self-smoke there. We'll see if this gets called out here. Learcy on site, waiting for the push. Spots the barrel of the gun from Steel and takes him down. Puts us into the 3 versus 2. Now, interestingly, we've got Umar pushed all the way up to CT spawn. But that's not going to be what happens. Jason will take down Nick-X. I missed that one. Doing some manual observing here. But Umar, last one to fall. Jason going to hear him, take him down, and that's going to be 15-14. Now into round number 30. Can Bad News Bears end it at a 16-14, or are we going to see the overtime? Definitely, if you are Bad News Bears, you are sweating this. You do not have the nades. You have a Mac 10 on Steel. It looks bad. And Jason starts things off in the favor of Fluffy Aimers. Bad News Bear is going to be feeling so bad if this goes to overtime. Oh, I didn't even notice Dia has the Daka Daka. Got that auto sniper. That is a tilter right there. Oh gosh, Sonic just tapped down, sitting in the right spot, or sitting in the wrong place, wrong time. One kill for Sumi, but that is not going to be enough. 4 players survive, and we are going to overtime. My goodness. Bad News Bears. So Fluffy Aimers, their map pick, they get to start things off on the CT side of this first overtime. Whereas Bad News Bears will be continuing to stay on the T side. And of course it's overtime, so I don't even have to say it is a full buy here. Both teams have an op, both teams have all of their rifles of choice. And things are gonna get crazy. Dia gonna start things off with a kill on the Nick-X in mid. Put Fluffy Aimers into the driver's seat, but Umar says, hey, pull over. This train too crazy. We want to be in the 4 versus 4. Jason takes down Sumi to give the advantage to Fluffy Aimers. Once again, doubles up onto Sonic, but Steel will take him down. All of the Fluffy Aimers are in position here to stop this A-take from coming in. Bomb is dropped. Umar is taken down, and Steel is going to be the final one to fall. Fluffy Aimers have 3 players surviving, including that AWP. They get to retain the AKs from their opponents. That is going to make things very nice. And Fluffy Aimers take the first round of overtime. So now what do Bad News Bears do? They need at least 1 on their T side overtime here. It gets really tough if you lose all of your rounds. I mean, obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about here, clearly. Things looking good for the Fluffy Aimers. A little bit of health taken off of Jason. But it is going to be Fluffy Aimers taking kill after kill. Sonic managing to take down Jason, but Dia just going to be too quick. Now Fluffy Aimers looking to completely overtake Bad News Bears, looking for 3 rounds here on overtime. Dia starting to open things up. That is a 2-man advantage here for Fluffy Aimers, round number 18. Definitely a good start to the round. Good way to make it that 18th, that critical round. And then Fluffy Aimers will just need one on their T side. Summy going to be all that remains for the Bad News Bears. 1 versus 4. And naded down by Dia. That's going to be Fluffy Aimers taking the advantage here. That is a rough half for the Bad News Bears. They had they had so many rounds to win it. So let's see if Bad News Bears can win it on their CT side. My goodness, that was absolutely painful for Bad News Bears. Steel's project kind of not working out for him, but we'll see what happens. Sonic lit down to 2 HP. Still 5 versus 5. I like this double op idea here we've got from Bad News Bears. But unfortunately, a mix-up team definitely going to have trouble facing off against a team that has been in ECL for a couple of seasons now. Bad News Bears just need more time to gel together. And it looks like it will be Fluffy Aimers doing their patented A-hit. Good start for them, 4 for 4. As Peeping takes out Nick X and somebody trades it back, but somebody with a second onto Jason, quickly traded by Learsey. It's going to be advantage Fluffy Aimers as Sonic is only down on 2 HP. The rotate not coming in just yet. Learsey will get the bomb down in this 3 versus 3. That will be plenty time. Umar hits the shot on Learsey, but quickly traded by Sacrifice. Both of the final Bad News Bears players going to try to come in here through jungle. Steel firing away. Sonic with the AWP. Dia going to take out Steel, and it's just all on Sonic and his op. Dia going to remove him and put us into the 19-15. That is going to be it. Fluffy Aimers take it 2-0.